to see. Okay, let's get started. So, welcome to our first live for the Artistry series. Let's call it a series. The last time we did this was in May, June, and a little bit of July. So we had a series earlier this year, which was also 8-week, and was a huge success. And I thought, what better topic to bring to the table than artistry? It's gaining popularity. A lot of people's waking up to it now, including myself earlier this year. So I thought, let's just unpack artistry as much as we possibly can. I can share with you guys what I know about the system, what I do with the system, what are the products that I create, and we're just spreading it out over 8 Saturdays, which is exactly the same thing that we did the last time. And it also gives you access to me on this like live. Any questions, I can answer them as we're doing the presentation, like every week as we live, yeah. And I'm very fond of artistry. I make no secret about it. So today, as I've mentioned, we'll speak about the prompts. What makes a good prompt? What's a bad prompt? How can I improve on my prompts? We'll go through some examples and then question and answers if there's anything that you want to ask. Okay, well, now you can hear me on Facebook, but not on in the Zoom. Maybe it's a setting. But glad you can hear me. Because you need to hear me, right? Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so as I've mentioned, today it's all about speaking about prompting, right? Prompt engineering in the space of artistry. I am not really focusing on any other system apart from artistry for this 8-part series. The previous series that we had earlier this year, I went into different systems, but I think I just want to focus on artistry and maybe remove any misconceptions or challenges that you're having with artistry, and it's working for me. So I'm thinking there's either like system challenges that we need to overcome together to try and help you guys alleviate some of the challenges, or if not, maybe it is a tech issue and we'll have to speak to team dev over there. So we are going to unpack what's a good prompt, why do you need to prompt properly, the secrets to crafting a perfect prompt, which will transform your creative vision and turn your ideas into stunning digital artwork that can actually sell. I'm just going to speak under the assumption that all of us are here to make profit from our art. So we're not touching on passion projects and designing for personal reasons. We're talking about I need to design better stuff so that they can compete on Etsy or my digital store and so that I can make money. So it's a live interactive learning space. Drop your questions. I don't have a person to navigate with me, so if I don't answer you on the spot, just to keep the momentum of the presentation, then I will definitely come back to you in your questions, both on Zoom or on Facebook. Okay. I'm going to show you some practical skills that I've used. Listen, I was new once upon a time too. Most of the frustrations that I feel, that I know you guys are going through, how do I know? You email me, you message me in the group, you send me DMs, you take me to AI Prompt Heaven and you communicate with me, Lucille, this is the prompt that I use, it's not working, what am I doing wrong? There's frustration, there is annoyance, you want to give up. I went through all of that once upon a time. So my purpose is really just to tell you that's part of the journey. That's part of figuring it out. And because I've gone through it, I'm here to help you, right? So nothing wrong with you if you feel like giving up. I can like do a whole series just on the emotions that I went through doing this alone. So I'll take you through practical skills that I use daily, that I've learned over the years. And of course, ultimately, it's for you to gain from my experiences and my losses that I've made so that you don't have to go through all of that. I mean, what's the purpose of me having gone through it? You're in my community and you're still going through it. If I know the answer, I'm going to tell you, don't do this, try this, whatever. So we'll do that. And it's all about creating professional results, right? Because as I've mentioned, we're not designing for passion. We're not designing for, because we're designing because we want to make money. It's a necessity, right? to be able to prompt properly. So what you learn, master the art of prompt engineering to create professional, quality, digital artwork with AI assistance. Very crucial. Why should you even listen to me? And I'm going to say this, if it's not me, seriously, ask this question to anyone who you are listening to, right? Try and get some social proof, try and understand the person's journey, because a lot of people are saying a lot of stuff online. And I'm saying this because this is what I did. There's a lot of people that's doing what I'm doing, and I just want to not warn you, but like give you some guidance. Just find out who you are listening to. And if you listen to 7, 8 different voices, it might be part of the frustration. So just figure out who you are listening to and find out why you are listening to them. So I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for the others. My name is Lucille. I'm from South Africa. Please tell me where you are from. Even if you told me last week where you are from, I like to hear where you are from. And it's nice to get everybody engaged to let us know where you hail from. I'm all the way from South Africa. So if the accent is heavy, because I hear a lot of you people say my accent is heavy, it's because I'm from South Africa, right? Some things about me, I never used Photoshop. You will hear me say this all the time. I'm not a Photoshop user. Apart from the learning curve, I think the price is a lot. At least the last time I checked, I don't know if they're now competing and have brought the price down. But back then, when I looked at it, it was quite a. So besides the learning curve, it's expensive. So I have never used Photoshop for anything that you've seen about me online, my store, whatever. My objective really is to teach other people. I love teaching, and I've kind of always been a mentor, not just in this capacity, but other jobs that I've done before. I've always been in a position to teach others. If it's not students at the lower level than what I am, it would be clients, it would be business people in an area that I was an expert in. So it's not new to me. It's just I'm teaching something new now, and I am loving the subject that I am teaching on. So that's really my objective. About me, a lot of you know this. If you hear me saying it consistently, it's only because of the new people. Someone could be watching this video for the very first time. It's good for them to know who they are listening to. So it might sound repetitive to you because you've heard it, but please just bear with me as I keep on telling people who I am and where I'm from. Tax professional, an accountant for many, many years, more than a decade. Based in South Africa, I've helped hundreds of small businesses with finance, bookkeeping, compliance. That was really my thing. And I'm still currently working for 2 USA companies remotely. Why am I saying all of this? Because I don't want to sit here and sell you an illusion. I don't want to sit here and tell you, it's okay, leave your job. You can do this full time. That is a great title for a YouTube video, right? Like passive income. You can do this like full time. I'm not that person. I've never said that for the last year and a half, and I'm not advocating for that. I'm being real with you, and I'm telling you where I'm coming from, my position where I'm in. So I'm not going to sell you that. I just want to be clear with you. Okay, so I'm still working for 2 remote companies in the US in different various roles, right? That is me. I'm on my way to potentially making this a full-time income, but it definitely didn't happen like that. And I don't want anybody to set themselves up in that way. So I hope that makes sense. It's not to burst anybody's bubble, but it is just to be clear and upfront with you. So did you know I cannot draw to save my life? I've never been a person to draw. I can't draw. Never used Photoshop. I think I'm 100% self-taught. I've never signed up for anybody's courses. I've never been in a community where they take me step by step or I can ask questions all the time. I don't have that background. And one of the reasons I started the Facebook group was because I didn't have that. And because that journey is so It's packed with a lot of things: loneliness, frustration, misunderstood. People don't even know what you are trying to create, let alone trying to explain it to them or for them to explain it to someone else. You kind of feel like, why am I doing this? So because I didn't have that, my objective was to create a community for people like me so that they can ask questions, even if it feels like a silly question to you. So, and now we're here, right? I also don't have wisdom teeth or whatever came out. Unrelated to the topic, but get to know me. The only barrier between you and your creativity is all the stories you are going to be telling yourself. Why are you saying that, Lucille? Because I had lots of conversations with myself. You studied for 8 years. You're not an arts person. You are not a graphic designer. You will never be able to compete with the best of the best. Stop doing this. Are you okay? Why are you doing this? Go back to finance. You can make more money. Those are all stories. Your stories might be different, but those were my stories. And if I'd listened to any one of those voices, I would not have the social proof that I can show you guys. This is actually what I've done for the last year and a half. So I just want to encourage you, if you forget everything and anything else, just take this with you. Don't listen to your own stories. If I'd listened to any one of those, I would not have met so many amazing people that I have and still do. I would not have had this community that it feels like a daily check-in. The people in that group are so that it's just a warm spot to be in. And I had to overcome the doubt. So I just want to, if you forget everything else about prompting today, take that with you, please. Okay, let's see. Sam Ross from the UK. Yes, Mary, no wisdom teeth. They never came out. So, wow, Tamsin is from East London, South Africa, but been in Florida for 10 years. Okay, Heather is from Northwest Missouri. Tina's from Texas. Thank you so much. Will is from Belgium. Wow. Mary is from the UK, and Nancy is from Ottawa, Canada. Let's see what's happening in our Zoom meeting room. Let's see. Richard saying we were all beginners, and by helping each other, we make each other better. Absolutely, absolutely. Nicole is from Los Angeles, a place that I want to visit one day when I'm big. Nicole. Richard is from the UK, Sheffield. Oh, thank you guys so much. Melissa's from Florida. Susie is from Cumbria, UK. I hope I said that right. Vicky is from Sacramento. Guys, you're from all over. Nicole saying they are competing. This is Photoshop. It's now $25 a month. It wasn't back in the day when I looked at it. It wasn't 25. It was so steep. Mike Henderson saying your accent is cute and you are beautiful. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, no such thing as a silly question. That's right. And Doreen is from a place that I also want to visit, Barbados. Yeah, exactly, Nicole. She's saying it was 700 back in the day. That system wasn't something to play with. It was for the elite. So $25 is very much doable. But then we've got the learning curve, which I still don't think I would be interested in. Okay, so that's all about me. Thank you for sharing with you. Inga's from Sweden. Barbara is from Georgia. Barbara, remember those Tumblr wraps that we did? The Georgia ones with the peach? So they are starting to sell now, the Christmas ones. I think we did it like 2 months ago in the group. Jennifer's from Pittsburgh. Yeah, no, you guys are all over. Let's see. Marilyn. See? Okay, awesome. So that's me. No wisdom teeth and all. Let go. Today, the objective, clearly, how to craft prompts, right? I want to show you how I use prompt engineering in my business, and maybe just iron out some issues that you're having. Something that is very common in terms of people asking me this question, most asked question about clip art. Lucille, how do you create such consistent clip art bundles? Hands down, the most asked question, right? And it's the right question to ask, because if you design a clip art bundle that's not consistent visually or in a color sense, you don't have a consistent bundle. You've got a random bundle. and no one's going to buy a random bundle if it doesn't suit their needs, right? Elaine is from Mississippi. I'm so fortunate. And forget updates. What is updates, Nicole? What does that mean? Okay, so we're going to learn prompting today. Secret for keeping it consistent. I'll share with you what I do to get a consistent bundle. Hands down, the question that's asked the most, Lucille, I can't get the colors right. I can't get whatever. So we'll unpack all of that today, and then I'll show you how to export for clean PNGs, all in Artistly. And then obviously it's live Q&A, so you get to speak to me, type your questions, and like I said, if I don't get it live, I'll get it off camera. So think clip art, think wall art, think coloring pages. I'll touch on these today. We've only got an hour, 20 minutes in already. Only got an hour, so I'll run through all of that. I scratched out merch deliberately, not to gaslight you, because I did say in the objective, the description of the webinar, I did say we will be touching on merch, but I've got a segment, not next week, the following week, so the third session, we're speaking merch, merchandise and t-shirts and mugs, and we'll do all of that there. So I did say merch here, but I think for the time, let's take it out, and then we'll just focus on clip art, coloring pages, seamless patterns, and so on and so forth. Okay, quickly, before we really dive into it, quick story. My hate-love relationship with Artistly. Okay, the good, the bad, and the beautiful. So 2 years ago, I think Artistly is about 2 years old. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? And at that time, Tammy introduced Artistly to me. My first love is Midjourney. Everything I knew about prompt engineering, anything, was learned through Midjourney, right? So Tammy introduced Artistly to me. I signed up. I went through the motion. It was like day 2, and I was in it, and I said, Tammy, this is not for me. Thank you very much, but this is not for me. I don't like it. I don't like the user interface. I don't like that I have to go and learn this entire system. And one of my biggest problems, please take note of this. One of my biggest problems at that time, because I was still a newbie in like AI art, I took what I knew about Midjourney and I took all of that learnings right into Artistly. My opinion, you cannot compare Artistly with Midjourney. You cannot make that comparison. My opinion. But what I did was I took Midjourney's teachings, lessons, version 2 up to whatever. It's now on 7.2. So I've gone through all those levels. And I wanted Artistly to do what Midjourney does and how Midjourney does it. And that was the wrong approach. So I told Tammy, this is not for me. I'm not going to go through all these learnings. I'm sorry, not interested. I was in Tammy's group all the time, and I saw how Tammy was helping others in her group. Her topic is primarily Artistly. And as I saw how the designs improved over this period, I really sort of leaned into it, and I would ask more questions than anything else. Is this Artistly the same Artistly that I signed up for, that I checked out like 2 days later? And is this junk journals? Is it Artistly? And so on and so forth. Naturally, my interest peaked because of this. And I went back to Tammy. I said, Tammy, I think I like what I'm seeing in your group. Then I signed up again earlier this year, April. I didn't do anything in April. May I switched on, logged in, whatever, and I started fiddling around with it. The place that I was at most was in the AI Art Illustrator. There's so much going on in Artistly. I was just looking at the illustrators most of the time, and I did my bundles, and I shared my bundles with my community, and I showed them this is what the system is doing. And I'm shocked, and they are shocked, and this system is just delivering, right? So obviously, I am an affiliate of Artistly at the moment, and I'm sharing this with you because I really want you to understand my history with Artistly. That is what happened. I wasn't a fan of it, and I wasn't interested. And then through Tammy, I saw how the system improved. Obviously interested, signed up again. I'm now an affiliate, no secret. So I do promote it, right? And I don't promote it because they are paying me, giving me an incentive for it, because there are lots of companies I can get incentives from. And I do, right? The reason I'm promoting this, Artistly is saving me money, and that's the most important thing for any business person, right? Maximizing your profit. Artistly is saving me time. Why? Because they've got a built-in bulk feature, which is preventing me from having two other systems to upskill, to remove a background, and to increase the DPI. So it's saving me time, it's saving me money, it's making me money. Why? Because the bundles that I'm creating through Artistly, they are selling on Etsy. Unbeknownst to my customers, they don't care whether I've used Midjourney or whether I've used Artistly. It's still selling. There's no limitation where Artistly is concerned, and some of you might grandstand now and say, no, there is. Let me explain to you what I mean. In my little Artistly world, and I consider myself a heavy user of the system because I don't create one image. I need to create 30 images for a 30 bundle. And to get 30, I have to generate 40 to choose the best out of the 30, right? Out of the 40, 30 to make up, right? So in my little Artistly world, I've never been limited. I'm a volume user. Not a day have I gotten a sign to say that you have reached your max. If it happens today, it's never happened before. My point is, in my little Artistly world, I've never been limited. There is a hoo-ha about the way it's been presented and the marketing, and to an extent, I do agree. There is a limit, so they say, of 400. I cannot tell you. I've never hit the limit, and I'm a heavy user. Now, I'm not talking about human stylizer, and I'm not talking about all the storybooks, and I'm not talking about that side of the system. I'm not referring to any of that. I'm just talking AI Art Illustrator, and perhaps human stylizer and storybooks are taking more out of the system, which could be why you hit the limit. Not in my Artistly world. So for me, it's unlimited. They save me time, they save me money, they're making me money, and there's no limitation. Lastly, there's no monthly fee. There's no monthly fee, and there's no allotment of credits. So that, my friends, is why I'm promoting Artistly, because from a business point of view, it just makes monetary sense. I'm not promoting it because I'm just getting a kickback. Any tool, there are tools that I share with you guys that I don't get anything for it, but because it's helping me, it's helping you. Okay, so that's my relationship with history and relationship with Artistly. And at this point, I just want to say, if you do decide to sign up, please just reach out to me for my link. As I've mentioned, I do get a kickback, and it really helps me to create more content, invest back into my community, create freebies, create products that helps you guys on your journey. Okay, so that's my long story. Let's start with the practicality of what I want to teach you today. Okay, let's just see some of the comments. Pamela's from Alabama. Jennifer, I went to school for graphic design. The price of Photoshop used to be steep. I know the program well. I got it for $200 per year. Even that is not a bad price, Jennifer, but back in the day when I checked, it was so expensive. I couldn't. Nancy says, yes, I love your clip art. Every time I see them, I tell myself, I want that. I want that. Tina saying, I agree. They each are all different. You can't compare the system. Tamsin saying, my biggest problem is to know what sizes to make clip art. I have Canva Pro and Artistly. I don't know if this is something for this week, but if you have any videos or info on this, I would be grateful. So Tamsin, the sizing, clip art is like a one-on-one ratio. That could mean 2,000 by 2,000 pixels. It could mean 4,000 by 4,000 because it's a square. And some people go as far as doing 5,000 by 5,000. That's really up to you. There's no set rule as to what the size must be. You really need to have your research done. Look at the shops that sells the most. Look at the reviews. Check out their spec and see what are they selling at it, because it's full disclosure. Etsy requires us to say what's the format, what is the sizing. I do mine 2,000 by 2,000 in Canva, right? So I download the image, I take it to Canva, I remove the background, and I do the quality up to max. That 2000 by 2000 pixel. When I max the quality, it takes my pixel output when I export the image to 6250 by 6250. I don't want you guys to get too hung over or get paralysis because of sizing. It's generally a one-on-one, a ratio, and then whether it's 2000, 4000, or 5000 pixels, that's really up to you. But I use 2000 as a start. I max the quality, and then it gives me 6250. But that's not like the norm. So don't get too hung over about what it should be. My Kirsten Nano Banana, I have not fiddled around with that tool just yet. I've heard some great reviews about it, but I don't have an opinion on it, so I won't be able to answer you on that. I have to probably make some time for that. So Nicole answered, like when you buy the software back in the day and they come out with new, okay, so there's constant updates to the one that you purchased, right? Yeah, then you have to spend money to stay up to date. Richard saying Artistly is limited to 400 images a day. So that's what I heard. As a high volume user, I haven't hit the limit. Okay, so why do prompts matter? If you have a bad prompt, you have a bad image. If you have a mediocre prompt, you have a mediocre image. If you have a good prompt, you've got a good image. And if you've got a great prompt, you've got a great image. That's to cut the long story short, that's what it is. So you need to have a little bit of understanding of what prompt engineering is about and how to up your game. It really is about upping your game. If I could timeline where I started and where I am now, with the results of my consistent bundles, that just means I've upped my game. I've upped my game. You have to study, you have to learn, you have to check out people that's done it for longer. You have to up your game. It's not rocket science. So AI follows instructions. AI doesn't read minds. AI can't think for you. AI can't telepathy. Your brain, what does she mean? What does she mean? AI doesn't do that. If you know of an AI system that can read my mind, just drop the link in the comment section. Please, I'll sign up today. Jokes aside, it's following instructions. It does not take a bad prompt and magically make it into something that aligns with what you are imagining. Because this is what's happening. You are imagining a Halloween a ginger cat, or you are imagining a clipart bundle of a certain kind, and you want the system to mirror that. So that's just communication. That is like how do I bring across in English or whatever your language is to the AI so that it gives me that result. It cannot read your mind. It interprets your exact words. So if you mumble in your prompt, you're going to get an output this is not really what I wanted, okay? Precision matters. Specific detail prompts is what is required to predict. You need to have that image in your head. So a neon design of a Father Christmas sitting in the snow with his red like outfit on, sipping on, whatever. You are imagining it, but you have to bring it out the same way in a precise manner, or you will end up with a Father Christmas that's sitting like somewhere where you haven't even specified, like in a garage. It all comes down to the communication method and being precise in your prompt. If you want to be professional, you have to have great prompts. There's no way around it. You cannot expect this to take your confusing prompts and to give you a consistent bundle. That's magic. AI is not magic. AI can't read minds. So up your game. Understanding this fundamental principle is the first step towards mastering AI art creation. So the next time when our prompt doesn't deliver, let's change the culture of blaming Midjourney, blaming this and blaming that. let's change that culture and say, wait, hold on. Maybe there's something in my prompt. Maybe there's something in my prompt that's not giving me what I want. Okay? So when you provide clear, detailed instructions, the AI can deliver exactly what you envision. Very important. This is like fundamental, 101, right? The 4 building blocks that you see or sections that you see here, the digital product bootcamp, those who are here, who is in that course, they will tell you this is all in the bootcamp. I cover this in the digital product bootcamp. I've spoken about this in past YouTube videos. The prompt building pillars is your subject, your art style, the detail of your image, and then the output or the background. You have to tick those 4 off. There's a saying that goes, oh, sometimes a simpler prompt gets the results. I haven't really, for me, prompting is a bit about being a bit more specific than just like a general prompt, and then hoping that this prompt is going to make something beautiful and commercially valuable. A vague prompt will never bring you the results that you want. You have to cover these 4 blocks. What do I mean by subject? What are you designing? Is it a Labrador dog? Is it a goldfish? Are you designing a chippy doll? That is your main subject, right? You need to specify the character. And it might sound simple to you, but you will be surprised when I get and review prompts where the structure of the prompt is so confusing. The only option that AI has is to assume. And that's where the frustration comes in, because you are saying you want a kitty cat, cute, adorable kitty cat, but you wanted a specific breed, but you're not specifying the breed. So now you're getting all sorts of cats and it's not aligning with what's going on here. And that is where the frustration builds up. Be specific about your main character and include details about it. So, okay, so it is a ginger cat, for example, right? What does it need to look like? Happy, sad, whatever. Your art style. Also, like, I think here we try and add so many things into the prompt, hoping the prompt is going to deliver. Hoping this prompt, like if I say clip art, kawaii, and watercolor in one sentence, I hope it's going to bring me the result. That's it won't, because you are not specific. You are not specific with art style. You are hoping. And we need to change that, right? So be specific. Is it a flat design? Is it a 3D? Is it digitally airbrushed? Is it a impasto oil painting? Is it a line art? What? Be specific. Just mixing 3 different styles and then just hoping it's going to go viral is not a good strategy. You need to add details. So, okay, it is a poodle. Let's say it's a cute poodle. What is the poodle doing? Is the poodle sipping something? Is he smiling? Is it like sad puppy eyes? You need to control the narrative. Just saying a cute puppy can mean a different thing to the AI, and it can mean a different thing to you. So control your prompt is what I wanted to emphasize. Control your prompt and control the expectation. And even our human condition, like sometimes you expect something and you don't get it, you get frustrated. It's no different with prompting. You've got an expectation here, but the system's not giving it to you, and now you're saying artistry is not working. Finally, the 4th leg of the formula, I would say, is the background. So many times the background is not specified. It's just whatever the prompt is, no specification on the background. What does AI do? AI will assume for you. You are expecting a white background. You don't say white background or transparent. So what does AI do? AI designs a whole forest. You know this has happened to you guys. Will design a whole forest, a whole 3D background at the back. No white background, no clip art type of style, so that the AI knows exactly what to what to generate for you. These are basic things that you can work on to help you improve your prompt engineering skills, right? Madeline saying, I've hit the limit a few times. Touch wood, I've never, and I do generate a lot. Jennifer is saying, I have found that order matters as well. Yes, we'll get to that now, Jennifer. I'll get to order now. Learned that recently. If a prompt didn't work exactly the way you want, sometimes reordering the sentence will produce different results. Quite right. I'll get to the ordering now. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. I'll do a practical example in a minute for you guys. Just to summarize the prompt formula. So, subject, what do you want? A black cat, a brown breeded dog, a coffee cup, a surfboard. What is it that you want, right? Secondly, what is the style? Are we going for kawaii? Are we going for watercolor? Are we going for clipart style, 3D style? Are we going for neon glowing effect? What is it? What is the style? Details, attributes. So you've got the main black cat. What must the cat do? Does it have a bow on? Is it wearing a hat? Is it a particular holiday? The emotions. What is it? Sad? Is it happy? Is it doing a cartwheel? You have to be specific, right? And then obviously the format for exporting, which basically here means it needs to be on a white transparent background, because when I export it, there needs to be no borders, right? If you can get those, if you can work on those 4 areas, you will improve your output a lot just by working on those 4 areas. Why am I telling you this? Because I had it wrong. Right? For big part of my learning curve, I had it wrong, and I had to study and figure myself out, and now I can share that with you. So this is just like a perfect example of what a prompt should look like. A cute Halloween cat in kawaii style, pastel color palette, flat clip art, transparent background, PNG format. I don't really think the PNG format is important for Artistly, because we're hard coding Artistly by choosing a style before we actually drop the prompt. Midjourney, different story. Midjourney, you don't hard code anything. Your prompt must be so technically advanced so that it hits the right words to get you the right output. Artistly, I've said it many times, it's dummified for us, and I'm happy to take that. So I don't think PNG, if you click on clip art, I don't think you need to say PNG in Artistly, my experience. So this formula ensures you cover all the essential elements for consistent professional results. Each component builds upon the previous one, creating a comprehensive instruction set that guides the AI towards your exact vision, your exact what's in your head, right? So why does this work? It eliminates guesswork, right? It produces predictable results. So what you are wanting is more aligned to what the system will generate for you. If you apply this method, it saves time on revision. One of the biggest frustrations that you have to reprompt, it's not right. Why is it not right? Because you've got 3 different art styles to do that. It creates professional consistency. You want a professional, consistent bundle on Etsy. Anything other than that is not going to sell. Some tips: start with the most important element, which is what, what's the name? Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer was saying, she was talking about order, and this is me coming in with order. Start with the most important element first. There's no point in writing everything else, the 3 blocks, and then you say black cat at the end. It doesn't make sense. You start with the subject, create a black cat. Let the AI get that. What am I designing? It's pointless telling him all these other things, right? Composition, the lighting, the art style, whatever, and then you say black cat at the back. So put your subject in front. Design a goldfish. Design a Highlands baby cow. Design a coquette bow in style, theme for Christmas, in red and green and what's it? Gold colors, Christmas colors, right? With the background being checkered or black dots or whatever. Don't start with the subject. Don't end with the subject. And that is what Jennifer was saying about ordering and reordering the same prompt. Use specific descriptive languages. Include technical aspects. Technical aspects can be, how must it be positioned? Must the cat be in the middle, on the side? If it's on the side, what must be next to the cat? Is it a coffee pot that is pouring tea? These are all technical details. Just giving very little prompts that someone on YouTube said, oh, the simpler the prompt, the better. No, you're hoping. We're not hoping here. We're upping our game in terms of prompting, right? Okay, so let's use the example that I have used in my slide. Let me show you. Let me demonstrate to you what I mean. Are you guys still with me? Are you learning stuff? Let me know if you guys are learning. Do you think it's going to help you? Okay. So we are going to take the prompt, this one, and I'm going to show you when we don't use the 4-block system, how we give Artistly or any other system permission to assume, because our prompting is not right. So I'm going to go to AI Art Illustrator. I'm going to go to my favorite illustrator, which is this one, Watercolor Inspired Digital Style. And I'm going to go with this long, well, not long, but it's got all 4, right? It's checking off all 4. Let's say you are here, prompting level, a cute Halloween cat. Okay. So now we are prompting for a cute Halloween cat. Let's see what the system comes back to us with. And then we're going to regenerate. Same style. We're going to do that. So block number 2 is now included. We are now including the style, right? So we do 4 of those. Yes, Jennifer, it is. These ones I'm busy doing a whole consistent bundle for the AI prompt even members. I promised them yesterday. I showed a preview in our Facebook group. So I won't have energy by today, but definitely tomorrow this will go into the vault, and you can see here the prompt goes in, the image goes in, it will all be in the vault by tomorrow. It's just the gnomes and the rabbits and the birdies and that's the only ones I played with, but I'll do a whole consistent bundle in terms of changing the main subject, but having the same consistency around them. I also love them. It's actually the patches. I don't know if you guys have seen the patches in the Halloween. So I've just sort of taken from the patches in the Halloween, which is popular at the moment, and I brought it into Valentine's Day because that's how I planned already for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to put patches in because it's doing so well now in Q4. So I'll just bring patch, and I'll bring patches into St. Patrick's Day, and I'll bring patches in because patches it's selling, right? So I'll have that sorted by tomorrow. And then okay, okay, the hard coding is not gonna do it for me. So I'm gonna go, let me go to this one. Let's start with this basic prompt tool. This is hard coded, so it's sort of taking it from the beginning, and it's running with the same style because I chose an illustrator that hard coded. Let's go back. I'm now using the create from prompt, right? It's not hard coded. It's just gonna go according to my instruction, which is I want to start here. Okay, let's do 4 and let's generate. You are welcome to borrow the prompts and take them into Christmas. Yes, I need to, Richard saying I need to put the subject first instead of the style. Nicole saying, I just used the prompt in Nano Banana. It came out cute. This, maybe I should drop the prompt for you guys. You guys are clever to use the prompt. Okay, so that's the first. We are just regenerating and we're using this tool, and I'm going to go back to the prompt. Right? Then I'm going to, so that's my first block, Halloween cat, which is the subject. And now I'm going to include the style, which is the second block. So we'll delete that. We'll do 4. I want to teach you guys or show you guys what happens when we don't tick off all 4 blocks. Then I'll just regenerate. Because already the first one is a disaster, right? That first image is a disaster. Your brain's telling you want a clip art image, but the system gave you a realistic image. Now you go to software support team of choice and you're saying that the system's not working. It's not the system that's not working. So we've got the second block. We now want pastel color palette. That's the third block in terms of detail. Detail being the mood, the color, the holiday. So now we're adding that. And then finally, we'll do the fourth one, which is the output, right? So we're still nowhere close to where we want to be, because we want the clip art, right? We want the clip art with a transparent background. We're nowhere close to where we want to be. So we regenerate. And this is the core of the frustration in terms of not prompting or building your block. Transparent background, right? Or I like to say on a white background. Okay, so now that's my fourth block. Let's review. Halloween, subject, style, kawaii, pastel color palette, and clip art is the detail, the color, and the output, the detail. Then white background is the output. Can be a checkered background, it can be a black background, it can be any colored background, it can be a vintage style background. You have to tell the AI. So let's go to 4, generate, and then we'll go through each level. Okay, so we first started here at the bottom. Your head is telling you, I want a cute cat for Halloween. Clip art is what your brain's telling you. This is what the system gives you. And we get upset. We get upset because now the system's giving you a realistic image. Then we added, so we went from realistic, and thankfully we've become a little bit more different from realistic. We've got a kawaii style here, which is getting closer to a clip art design that I can use. But my background's all messed up because none of this will sell on Etsy and nobody's going to buy a busy background like this. So I'm still not where I want to be. And now I'm saying Artistry is the problem, but Journey is the problem. But Journey is not the problem, right? So I've got 2 out of 4. I'm still not happy. Then I go to the third level, and I've added pastel color palette. Okay, so this pink, this shading, it will take the Halloween because I said Halloween, and it will give you some Halloween colors, traditional colors, and then it's now got the pastel colors, which you can see here. It's more spread through the prompt. So all of them are, these 3 are the same. You've got a ginger one over here, but over here you've still got different colored cats. Here I've got control because I specified pastel, right? And then the last one, which is closer to what a art case study would be, because we've added the 4th leg, which is the white background in a PNG. I wouldn't do PNG on Artistry, maybe in other systems. And like Richard said, it doesn't do transparent backgrounds, which is why I changed it from transparent to white. Canvas AI, when you say transparent, it actually gives you that little checker box transparent effect. I actually don't know what Artistry does, but my objective is to have a clean background. And the 4th attempt. Now, this is the thing. If you started with this prompt here, you wouldn't have wasted so many generation. 16 images to get one clip art out of it if you correctly prompt it here. So this, if in any way, shape, or form, should show you how you can reduce the frustration by prompting correctly off the bat. Okay. I hope that helps. Okay, so we are going to go into prompt mistakes, which is something we have to speak about. I kind of touched on some of it now, but we have to speak about the mistakes that I see a lot of us are doing, right? So just briefly, I've already mentioned too vague, and a lot of people say, no, just the simpler the prompt, the better the output. Not me. No, I need to control the outcome. Too vague equals random results. That's part of the frustration. You are not saying enough technically to give you something that's a little bit more closer to what you are imagining. Saying cute animal instead of golden retriever puppy sitting opens the system up for assumptions. The next thing that I see often is mixing styles. I've also mentioned this. A realistic watercolor flat 3D all in one prompt. All in one prompt. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to just go quickly to Midjourney because doing this in Midjourney is more, what can I say? The output, because it's a prompt that is going into the system raw, and then the system will then interpret what you're saying. In Artistry, it's slightly different. If you hard code it for Clipart, it will remove realism. So I really can't do this test in Artistry. Okay, so let's say these are all your styles. You've said realistic, which speaks to realism. You've said watercolor. You've said flat, and you've said 3D. I've done this. There's no shame. There's no shame. I've done this. Mixing, just hoping for the best. So a cute poodle sitting on a porch, right? I'm just going to do this. And let's see what Midjourney gives us. I'll copy this. I really can't do this similar test in Artistry because of the hard coding. I hope you guys get that. So if I go here and I choose one of it, it's going to eliminate realism because it's not, clip art style is not like realistic images. So I'm just doing this for extra. No, Susie, I'm not. What do you mean? Let me go back. I don't normally give them, are you talking about these images, the cats? Okay, let's go back to, there we go. So this is the output. We asked for realistic. Can you see how messy this is? Sorry, you've like brush strokes over here on the side. You've said realistic. So now the dog is like semi-realistic with this. To me, it's just confusing. I don't see how this could work. My opinion. Let's use the same prompt and let's just take this out because you can see the system wants to bring a real dog in, but you're also asking for watercolor. So if we just leave realistic, this is what Midjourney will give you. Oh, do you want the slides for this presentation? I don't normally give slides for the presentation. I've dropped the prompt that I used earlier, but the video will be up in Facebook for 30 days and it will be on YouTube. Okay, so can you see if I just left realistic in that prompt? It's the system is clashing. I don't know what's going on here. I wouldn't use this for clip art purposes. But the realistic Midjourney understands it as a real dog. 3D is another output. So when you mash all of them together, what are you saying? What is it that you want? And flat 3D is something else. This is 3D. This is how Midjourney interprets it. This is realistic. This is realistic images. And this was the one with the mashup where, so it's like we don't know what we want. This is flat 3D, different style altogether. So now imagine you telling the system 4 different styles in one prompt. Be careful of that, right? Okay, so also forgetting export requirements. In other words, the background, very important. The background is very important. Let me show you. Go to Art Illustrator. Okay, a coffee cup in a watercolor art style. On a white background, and then white background. Let's say a black coffee mug in a watercolor art style on a white background, right? So we do 4 of those. A background can change the entire image. So if you don't specify the output of the background, you again will be very disappointed. So we use the same prompt, we regenerate, and we can say on a checkered background, a red checkered background. You have to control the output of the image. There's no other way. Or you can go back to your strategy of hoping these 2 will just give you the best. Or 3 designs will give you the best. Okay. Checkered background, you can say on a brown background with yellow stripes. And you don't have to do things the way other people has always done it. Play around and see. You don't know. Look at the checkered background. Look how beautiful that checkered background is. From this to this, because you have more control over your prompt now. So that's when I mean about the export requirements. You need to let the system know what it is, how the background, what the background should be. Overloading adjectives, this shouldn't really surprise us, or we don't have to talk long about it. You can't say the cute, scary, realistic, flat watercolor. There's so many things you are saying here. Nobody understands you. Exactly. Richard is saying if you don't mention a background in Artistly, if you don't mention a background, Artly will just add in whatever it wants. Again, frustration. You go to the group, you say it's not working. You have to be specific. The adjectives. The dog must either be cute or scary or realistic or flat. I'm using 4 different adjectives in one prompt. It goes without saying, right? Then this one, not specifying subject focus. Sometimes you are getting an image and it's just half. You're asking for a cute chibi doll with bouncy blonde hair, with a particular clothing on, and everything's there. but you're not specifying full body. Now you're getting a half shot, right? And then you're frustrated. I keep getting this. What must I do? You haven't specified portrait, vertical, full body, whatever. These are things that you can do to control the prompting. That's your yellow striped background. Can you see what you've done here from a very basic, boring background? You've done a checkered background, and we've done it, and you can go on. You can go on, right? Next common mistake. Yeah, switching between cartoon and clip art and kawaii, and when you confuse or most of us go to ChatGPT and we use the base prompt and we ask ChatGPT, give me 10 prompts based on the base prompt. All ChatGPT doesn't understand your concept or what do you want to do. ChatGPT is going to give you a whole bundle with the wording cartoon, 3D, clip art, watercolor, all mixed in together. You take that 10 list of prompts, you go to Artistry, and you get something that is so randomized that you don't even know what is going on. One thing that I would do in terms of consistency, let's go back to our example prompt. Okay, so let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go to take this prompt and let's go back to Art Illustrator. Go here. Let's assume that this prompt, you're happy with this prompt, right? Because it's got all the 4 blocks. We generate our 4 and you get your base prompt. Another way to control your outcome is to take your base prompt and all you have to do is changing your subject. Leave everything else the same. So make sure this is, we'll touch on this in a minute, or maybe I should just leave it for that section. Let me leave it for that section. What I want to say here is avoid using different terminologies, cartoon, clip art, kawaii, many various different things, and just be consistent with your base prompt, and then you can work it into a consistent bundle. Okay, let's move on. So how to keep your styles consistent, which is what I touched on now. I've got a 3-step framework, which is basically what you're seeing in front of you. In order to consistently produce bundles that's visually cohesive and it's got a story, and it all looks the same, I would do the following. Oh, look at the images in the Zoom meeting. Me too, Richard. That yellow stripe just does something. It just lifts that whole coffee image up. Yes, Vicky. Okay, I don't do one at a time, Vicky. So I would do like 3. If ChatGPT gives me, Vicky is saying one thing I've learned to do is to generate only one image at a time until I've nailed the prompt down, and then generate multiple. It keeps the image vibrant. Exactly. This is exactly where we are right now. So that's what Vicky's saying. That's her strategy. She wants to get the base prompt right, and then she does the changes. I'll show you guys now. So this is a 3-step process. If you are struggling with getting consistent bundles, do this. Firstly, lock your core style in. Lock your core style in. What do I mean? Choose one main style. Watercolor, kawaii, Disney, Pixar, line art, oil impasto style, neon glow. Lock your style down. What is it that you want? Once you've got that sorted, the next step is to establish the color scheme. What is the color palette? Is it traditional Christmas colors? Is it traditional Halloween colors? Is it whatever? Pastel pink, blue? What is the color? That's the second thing you lock down, right? And then thirdly, to get the consistency, you keep changing the subject. You don't change the core style and the color scheme. You just change the subject. Let me demonstrate. Oh, Tina's got an excellent tip. Sometimes mentioning shoes and it will help with the full body, because this half shot outputs that the system gives us can really annoy, and you have to regenerate. But what she's saying is mentioning shoes will also help with full body, because it obviously shoes, so I need the full body there, right? Sam Ross is saying thank you. Thank you for what, Sam? Tamsin's asking, when you make clipart for sale, should it have zero background? What about shadows, etc.? I find that Canva takes everything away. Typical problem also with shadows and things like that. I just regenerate, or there's actually no or for me. And also mine sell, I know at the bottom, let's go and do this practically. Okay, so we did the core, we did the core prompt, right? A big mistake that we do is we take this and we go to ChatGPT, we copy to ChatGPT and we say, please give me a consistent bundle based on this, right? That's all ChatGPT knows. ChatGPT doesn't know you're selling it on Etsy. ChatGPT doesn't know you're competing with others. ChatGPT doesn't know you are in the business here to create something that's commercially valuable. It just takes an instruction, right? Now ChatGPT spits out this 10 prompt list and it's moving the whole order of the words and it's not giving you what you want. Now you go to Artistly, you copy paste, and you're getting stuff that is not cohesive, or because you can't do it better, you just accept what ChatGPT gives you and you bundle up and list and nothing happens. So what I'm saying is you've already got here, you've got your core, a cute Halloween, right? Subject, cat, right? Style, kawaii style. All the rest you leave as is. All you do is, if you're happy with this outlook, okay, you regenerate, and then you just change the cat to a cute puppy. I'm just gonna go one. Cute rabbit. Okay. So instead of going to ChatGPT, which is very helpful in many ways, this I find to work better for me rather than using ChatGPT, okay? To ask you for a list. You just change, because now your bundle is moving towards it's now moving towards a themed Halloween cute animal bundle. You know what I'm saying? So that's your sort of your Etsy listing. It's now gearing towards a consistent bundle with based on animals, and then obviously the holiday would be Halloween, right? Go back, you change the cat again into, what do we have? Dog, cow, baby cow. One, and let's just do one more. Go back. Cute piglet. So minimal work, no stress. You want consistency. You want all the colors to be the same. It's not going to pop out green and blue and whatever. This is your bundle. This is your bundle. That's your consistent bundle. No headaches, no worries about colors. You just change the subject. Keep on changing the subject. You download all of these. You go through the motion. You list your product. Color is on point. Halloween is on point. Animals are on point. You only change the subject. You didn't go to ChatGPT. You did something that's more simplified. And now you've got color and visual consistency. Hey, Savento! You are welcome. No, Madeline, there's no automatic anything with AI. AI is not perfect, never has been. I don't think it ever will, just like us humans aren't perfect. And part of your job is to do quality control, which basically means you have to check your images, you have to check for the background, you have to make sure the format is right, you have to do the 300. That is part of the process. So sometimes it gives you extra limbs. You have to check. You have to double check as part of what we do, right? And let's see in the Zoom. So Melissa is saying, I started doing that. I start with a basic prompt and then I go back and I add to it. There's your consistent bundle. Yeah, yeah. They do have many tails sometimes, Richard, but I think we're good here. Okay, let's go back to the slide. So lock your style, lock your color scheme, only swap out the subject. Okay. And then I'll quickly show you in Artistry how you can export like a pro. Obviously for clip art, it must be transparent. It must be transparent in nature. It must be DPI must be 300. We all know this, nothing new here. And it must be consistent in ratio. You can't have a clip art bundle, then a vertical rectangle, and then it's a square, and then it's a circle. No, we touched on this earlier. It must be 1:1. The ratio, whether it is 2000 by 2000 pixels or 5000 by 5000. If you're selling a square bundle on Etsy, you can't put in other shapes within your bundle. It's not customary to do that. Technical specifications matter, absolutely. So make sure your export requirements are met and that can compete. You can't come with 200 DPI when everybody else is doing 300, and 300 is the stock standard DPI for sublimation designs. It's going to be printed on a t-shirt. It's going to be slapped on a tumbler. It must be 300 DPI. Don't reinvent the wheel. See what the most successful people are doing and refine, come back with something better and compete. So best practice for exports include format specifications, specify resolutions. Again, I wouldn't say 300 DPI, honestly, but maybe some other systems you'll have to do that. You can say instead of transparent background, ask for a white background. And as I've said, maintain the consistency in your dimensions. So how do we export for listing in Artistry? Okay, so assuming you are happy with your bundle over here, you can go to AI bulk actions. Hi Tamsin, yes, you can leave the butterflies. You will probably have to refine and build on the blocks of the prompt more by saying no background disturbances, no shadowing, no brushed strokes. You'll just have to refine the prompt a little bit more and it will remove those extras. So in Artistry, this is what we do. Before this action, there was a time I had to get a background remover and I had to get a 300 dpi upscaler way in the beginning, many moons ago. We don't have to do that with Artistry. So I'm going to quickly show you how to export like a pro. Common problems here would be people are asking about the background removal quality. Now, if it's not for you, or if the quality is not for you, and you need more, then maybe I wouldn't advise to use the background remover and go to a software of choice. My Designs has got an excellent system for background removals. I use it often. I personally don't really have a problem with Artistry. And if I do, I will just ask the VA who does the mock-ups for me to go to Canva and then just take a little bit extra time. If I really want that image, I'll ask her just to clean out a little bit more here. And you can do that in Artistry. That's my workaround. I don't get hung up over it. I don't sit there and wallow over background removals. I either regenerate or I give it to the VA. I don't spend hours trying to fix something that Artistry can't do for me right now. Assuming you're happy with it, you can go to choose from your library. So let's say you want this. These ones are cute and you want all of them in your bundle to list on Etsy. Okay, so you've got 9. You want all of these in. Let's say that's your bundle. You click select. It will then upload your images. And now you need to instruct the AI what is it that you want it to do. So firstly, I want to remove the background. That's the first thing I want to do. The second thing I want to do is I want to upscale the image. I only use upscale. Vicky is saying, I generated an entire village in this style using the process you are discussing. I'd love to see that, Vicky. And Susie is saying this would be great on a Christmas card. I think she's referring to Richard's cute little mousey there. I like that house. Vicky, that's a cute image. Okay, so only upscale. And then my last step is I want the DPI to be 300. So now that I've locked in what I need, there's other steps there as well. Face swap and all that stuff. Colorizing, I don't need that. Okay. Now I tell the system bulk action. And you will see Artistry queuing this and it will start doing the bulk action. You're asking the system to do 3 steps for you on, let's say, 20, 30, 40 images. Just give it a bit of time. It will need some time just to do this. Jennifer saying, I thought that AI ignores the word no. I haven't come across, I don't know, I haven't seen something that I can say. The upscale action, Tamsin, increases the quality of the image. Okay. Wow, Susie, you really went on the dark side with your images. Okay, so when you click on the image, you'll see here, and now it's done. That was actually quite fast. So normally when I click on it, it will tell me the removal is done, but it will have pending over here and pending over here. All 3 has been done. The background has been removed, the upscale has been done, and the conversion has been done to 300 dpi, right? You can easily spot your bulk generations, which is these ones. How do I spot it? You can see you've got white backgrounds here, which means this was the original design. And the ones that's got the gray backgrounds, those are the ones where the backgrounds have been removed. That's why you can kind of see right through the image, right? So these ones is not what I want to download, and you can quickly identify it. Let me just check the others. So they've all been done. Happiness. Now, how to export? You will click on download. You can click by row. This one, and then this one. So that's my images I want to download. Download as a zip. I don't have a particular order, Richard. It just does everything. It just does everything that I've asked. So I'll show you now. I love your images. Keep posting, guys. Thank you so much. I don't see images in Facebook. I don't think you can post images in the Facebook Live. Still busy downloading. Let's go to the slides in the meantime while we wait for that. Okay, so next. So we basically had the recap and takeaway, right? So what have we covered? The use of the prompt formula, subject, style, details, and format. Avoid using the subject at the end. It doesn't give you the best results. Use the 4-block system. So make sure you've got the style, make sure you've got the details, the format, and obviously the subject, which is the primary thing to get good results. So consistency equals professionalism. That is what people are looking for on Etsy. That is what people are, when they're in the market to buy, they need that professionalism to shine through on your Clipart bundle. If they don't see it, they're just not going to click on it, and you're missing out. So strong prompts equals strong art. I opened with this. Mediocre prompts, mediocre art. Good prompts, good art. Great prompts, great art. Master the prompt, master the art. Your creative vision is only limited by how well you can communicate it. Yes, Richard, exactly. You want the images to go wow. Also, stirring emotions. Those funny old ladies bundles of mine, those senior ladies, right? whether it's like tech challenges or chaos in the kitchen. Do you know that stirs emotions? When people see that image of the funny old ladies, and I based mine off my late grandma. So it reminds me so when I look at those images, especially the first bundle, I thought of the times we laughed together. I thought of the fun when we were in the kitchen, when she was baking cakes for us, when we were helping. Like, that is why I created that funny old lady. I didn't know that it would be one of the bundles that carried my store in my early days so much, repetitively. From that bundle, I went on to funny Valentine's Day, funny old ladies, then funny St. Patrick's. And those items, they're almost 2 years old. They are still selling to this day. So what Richard is saying about the wow, I just want to add, in addition to wow, also try and play on the emotions. And soon people started asking me, why do you only have funny old ladies? Where are the grandpas? And then I made grandpas. So those emotions do sell. That is the nature of the game. So keep that in mind. Key factors, be specific. I've said it enough. Practice your prompt game. You have to level up. You cannot stay here where you were a year ago. Things evolve. We're now on version 6 with Artistly. Artistly is not the same as per the first version. You have to evolve the same way the systems evolve. Whatever I'm telling you now, it will be a different story with Kittel. It will be a different story with Ideogram. Each system has got their own nuances. We are talking mainly Artistly, right? You must maintain consistency, and you need to include technical details. You cannot go with vague prompts. Sometimes the simple prompts just give the best results. I don't advocate for that. You have to control your prompt. You have to control the background. You have to control the main subject. You have to control the colors. So going forward, when you think prompts, think of being in control of the output. Okay. So let me just show you let me see. It's still not downloading. Yes, Tamsin, all the remaining 7 sessions will be on same time every Saturday. I don't know, my system's saying. I've tried to refresh it. My internet's working. Jennifer's asking, how many clipart images do you include? That's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. You have to check your competitors. You have to see what is selling well at the moment. You have to you have to come up with that number. There's no set right or wrong number. I've got clip art that's only 5 images. I've got 1 image clip art. I've got 40 bundles. I've got 35 bundles. Jennifer, so it's not there's no right and wrong answer. I've got 18 and they're still selling. So just do your research well. Guys, I don't know, honestly, is hanging or it's my internet. But let me go through the slides and try and just capitalize on the time. So basically next week, we are same time, just like Tamsin asked now, same time, save the date. Okay, what are we covering next week? So consistent characters is the topic for next week. You need to train Artistly for AI character consistency. You need to figure out how to create cohesive storybook characters, which is like on auto at the moment with all updates. From what I've seen, we'll go through brand, mascots, and merchandise, like creating a mascot for your business and using that on merchandise, right? You have to export consistent character sets. So these are all, we're going to look at consistent characters. That's the topic. The reason I've chosen it in this way is because everybody voted in the Facebook group, and these are the topics that came up. So I just took it in the order of highest votes to the least amount of votes. Least amount of votes, and I'm just presenting it according to that. There is an oil impasto art illustrator, Leslie, in Artistly. So that's next week, same time. And let me just finish the slides. basically, if you don't know, I've got, apart from the free Facebook community, you're welcome to join. The link will be in the description. Come and join us. If you need more support, AI Prompt Heaven, $9 a month is where it's at. You can cancel anytime. I drop prompts. And those who are in the membership, you are welcome to just drop your feedback on the membership. Let others know. If you need help with prompts, it's an educational membership. You can copy the prompts, tweak it, and change the colors and change the art styles and whatever you want to do, and still create your designs and list them on Etsy. So that's the one program. And then the other one was a product that I've put together because the group asked me to. I never thought I was going to have a course this year, but in June, they said we need something more structured. I've put the structured bootcamp together, and I've come up with digital product bootcamp. Again, guys, those in the course, let them know what is the value that you guys have gotten out of it. And it's self-paced, so you do it at your own time. I show you 10 digital products that I design with multiple systems, not just Artistry, but I show you bookmarks, I show you junk journals, I show you all sorts of things, one-time payment and lifetime access. Okay, so those are the two programs that I run. And yeah, before we go, I'll go back to Artistry, but I just want to thank you guys for all being here, and for joining and for signing up and all the emails that we've been sending and the feedback. I really appreciate it. Nicole saying, I've learned so much today. I can't wait for next week. Nicole, thank you so much. Do look on Etsy and check amount of things in a bundle. Exactly, Richard. So go and see what other people are doing, and come up with that bundle number. Susie, you are most welcome. I'm glad to have been able to be of some help. Leslie saying thanks. Richard saying Halloween cat challenge coming. We should upload our best ones to the group. Yes, please do. Susie, that would be awesome. There's the prompt. Richard prompted again. And then let's see in the Facebook group. Nancy saying, my store includes stationery, clipart, seamless patterns. Do you think it's a good idea to have all in one store? Very common question. For a long time, I operated like that, and I got sales. There's no right or wrong, right? I have decided to split my own store, which is Clipartistry Heaven, from my sublimation designs, which is why I started Lucille Cameron Designs, second store on Etsy. And for me, that methodology is taught in the bootcamp. The method to the decision is there. So I'm actually going through a purging of my own store, Clipartistry Heaven. Clip art is in my name, so I just want to focus that store on clip art, junk journals, and seamless patterns. All other sublimation designs, mug wraps, tumbler wraps, t-shirt designs, pillow wraps, mouse pads, etc. That's going to go to Lucille Cameron Designs, which we are steadily building, and sales are also coming in there. So for me, that's the thinking. There is if someone tells you, no, you shouldn't do that, that's not true. Because I've been running, I had everything sublimation and clip art and everything together, and I was selling. I just want my store's presentation to be different, which is why I am keeping the content subject matters separate. One for sublimation designs and one for clip art. I want to be established on the clip art side as a clip art store. So that's my thinking. We speak about all of this in the bootcamp. The psychology of when a customer comes to your store, what do they see? If it's messy, if it's too confusing, they're not going to stick around. If it says clip art, I clicked on your store because the name is clip art. I don't want to see phone covers. I don't want to see can cover warmers. I don't want to see that stuff because you said your name is clip art. So that is where I am coming from. And branding, we speak a lot about. We speak about the psychology of branding, the message, the tone. What do you want to be known as? I want to be known as a clip artist store, and which is why I'm doing those changes. But at no point am I saying you can't, because I've been running like that for a whole year. Nancy, you are the best. Thank you so much, man. Let's see. Sharita, I'm going to rewatch this. So much good info. I'm so happy to hear that, Sharita. Anytime, you just get me in the Facebook group. Happy to help. Tamsin week. So every week on Saturday, same time. 5 p.m. in South Africa, SAST, and 11 a.m. EST. Thank you, Mary. Mary's saying some really great information. Not typical to take so long. So I think I'm going to leave it there in terms of the output. I just wanted to show you guys 300 and then the 300 DPI and the fact that the background is removed. And I also wanted to show you guys that if there are spots, because it's not perfect, the background remover, right? Same with Canva. Some of you have said, if it's not perfect, then I just want to explain to you that those ones you can take to Canva and you can use the editor tool there and clean it out. You can probably do it in Artistry as well, but I'm not comfortable with that. I would just, for me, maybe others are, I would just take it to Canva because I know my way around Canva. Melissa, thank you so much for joining and for being part of our first webinar. Remember next week, Leslie is saying I'm in London too. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. So next week we'll speak consistent characters and how you can bring it into your business. I don't think I've got anything else. No, I think that's the end of it. If you guys don't have any questions, Richard saying see you guys all next week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will get the video up in Facebook group soon if you guys want to rewatch, and I will get it onto YouTube maybe by tomorrow. Thank you, Elaine. Have a wonderful day. If you guys need any help, get me in Facebook. Happy to assist. Welcome. You're welcome, Nancy. You are so welcome. I love sharing my knowledge with all of you. So happy crafting. I'll get the Valentine's Day patches one for the membership by tomorrow. And if there's anything else, just shout. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and thank you so much for joining, all of you. Bye.